Now, I had a problem with my one of my HMOs where one of the tenants in their wisdom decided to play with the thermostat and reprogram it. And I only found out about it when I got a massive bill. And so I thought, not again. I'm not doing this again. And I've been watching the forums and specifically the HMO forums and seeing people talk about the Nest system. And I think the only thing that I kind of felt about this the Nest system is that it's really probably great for domestic properties, but not brilliant for HMOs because tenants can override the system. So if a tenant wants to pull up the temperature to 25, 26, whatever degrees, they can do so with the Nest system. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. Whereas the Inspire system has got a landlord mode, which basically gives the landlord the power to lock the system and set it themselves and make sure that if it's tampered with, there's only so much the tenants can do. So it does give you more control as a landlord. Now, I do know that there are certain rules as to the temperatures that you can set. So you need to check what the minimum temperature is. I think the minimum temperature is around about 22 degrees. You can't lock a system below that temperature. So, if you want to stop the tenants from bringing the temperature up to, if you want to stop the tenants from going over 21 degrees, I don't think you can do that. I think there has to be a minimum temperature that tenants are allowed to put the temperature to, a comfortable temperature. But what this does is it stops the tenants from going crazy. So turning it up to 28 degrees and leaving it there, for example. And so that's the advantage with this system. I've already set my system up. I did it about an hour ago and found it quite easy to use. Now I've set it up at home, and then I'm going to implant it at the property when the boiler's already been set up. But in terms of getting it set up on the internet and making sure the unit communicates and programming it, it can all be done from when you're in your own home and then taken to the property. So I've actually bought this unit. I've logged it in. I've got it all set up. It's basically saying that the unit's not communicating at the moment because now it's sitting in the box. But I did find it very easy to set up and get up and running. Couple of teething issues that I called up the customer services. They were straight answered the phone straight away and just talked me through the registration process. And then I just found out about it from there. There are some videos, so every page has got a question mark, so you get a video, a help video, which is great when you're setting things up. But I'll just quickly run through how simple it was to set up. Basically, this is the home page. Now, this basically is telling me what temperature. This was basically the temperature the unit was at when it was last communicated with the internet. So it was at 20 degrees. It was actually at 24 degrees. I had the heating on. I was a bit cold in my office, but that was the temperature it was set to. That's because I had a fan heater in here. But in terms of programming it, very, very simple. So I've basically got the system set up so that it's got one program, not two. It's got one program, and that program is very easy. You can have it. I've set it to come on weekdays. It's got one set of programs, and weekends it's got another. So I've set it to come on because there's no one going to be living at the property when this goes in. I've set it to come on at 6 o'clock in the morning and go off at 7:30 and to go up to 19 degrees. When it's off, it'll go down to about 15 and then cut in just to keep the property at a kind of comfortable temperature. But you can change that as easily as just clicking a button and changing the temperature and adjusting the slider to the temperature that you want, the times that you want it to come on at, and the temperature there. So you can set that. But the main beauty of the system is when you start going into the lock mode. Because what this can do is it allows you to make sure that tenants can't tamper with the system. So at the moment, it shows you that program 1 is enabled. Tenants now can't turn it off or on. They have to basically, you've got the one program and they have to stick with that. They can't play with the menu. They can't register it. They also cannot, when the system is on, They cannot program it to go below 15 degrees, and they can't program it to go above 22.5 degrees. So if they start tampering with it, at least it means that they can't go above that temperature, and it also can't go below that temperature. The other great thing is you can set it to send you an email if the property goes below a certain temperature or above a certain temperature. It can also email you when the functions are changed, when the battery's low, or when it's tampered with, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And then you can get a kind of a live update of what the temperature is at the property at any given time, although I'm probably not going to be that sad. Once it's set, then I can maybe just look at it once in a while. But I just think this is a very cool system if you're a landlord, for just keeping control of your the temperature controls at your property. You can add more units if you want to. I think if you go to here, you go to add a device, and then you basically look at this page here, which would be the setup page, and you have your different devices. At the moment, I've only got the one. I plan on getting more, one in each property. But I do think if you want to keep a control of the heating at your property, I can't think of a better system, to be honest. So really, just that's my update for episode 3. I hope you've enjoyed this quick information. And if you've got any questions, then please feel free to post on the forum. Looking forward to bringing you episode 4, because I'll be going back into the house and showing you the progress. Unfortunately, Christmas is going to get in the way. So there is going to be a little bit of a delay with getting the decorator in and getting it furnished, but I want it done right. So I'm going to take the opportunity to order things like blinds and curtains and furniture, and just make sure that everything is on order, so that when it's finished, when the decorating's done and the carpets are in, everything turns up and it can be put onto market as quickly as possible. So looking forward to kind of sharing with you those elements. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon.